Do you ever wonder who's in charge of a US economy and how it operates? Well, it turns out there's a powerful institution that plays a crucial role in shaping our financial system, the Federal Reserve. In this video, we will take a deep dive into the Federal Reserve, also known as the Fed, and explore what it does, how it operates, and why it matters to you. Whether you are an entrepreneur, investor, or simply someone who cares about their financial well-being, understanding the Fed is essential to making informed decisions about money. By the end of this video, you will have a solid grasp of the Federal Reserve's key functions and its history, so buckle up and let's demystify the Fed. The Federal Reserve has been the foundation of the US economy for over 100 years, but it has had its flaws. The Fed's complex structure has made it difficult for people to comprehend, leading to various conspiracy theories. This video will explore the creation and operation of the Fed, as well as its ownership. During the late 19th century, America was experiencing frequent and deep economic depressions due to lack of a proper financial system, including a central bank. Central banking was not a new concept, as the Dutch and English had previously established central banks that were instrumental in transforming their countries into global economic powers. However, the association with the British made by the Founding Fathers hesitant to adopt the same model. Despite public opposition, two attempts were made to establish a central bank led by Alexander Hamilton in 1791, but both systems failed to stabilize the economy, which was in a dire situation. During that time period, even a single local bank's failure could trigger widespread panic across the country. People were aware that no one would come to the rescue if their bank went bankrupt. So as soon as rumors of insolvency began to circulate, individuals would frantically withdraw their funds, causing otherwise healthy banks to become bankrupt out of fear. These bank runs occurred regularly, and the resulting depressions were lengthy and difficult. American bankers were aware of the dire state of their industry, with Paul Warburg, a prominent banker of the time, stating in 1907 that the American banking system was comparable to that of 15th century Italy or Babylon in 2000 BC. Shortly after his statement, the Panic of 1907 occurred, which was especially severe. The earthquake in San Francisco in 1906 further exacerbated the situation by making capital very scarce, and since all money at the time was in paper form, it was challenging to redistribute it across the country. A banker attempted to manipulate the stock price of the United Copper Company on Wall Street, but instead of seeing a significant increase in value, the shares plummeted, causing the entire stock market to crash. This banker was associated with 10 different banks on the East Coast, and as people assumed they were insolvent and withdrew their money, each of these banks failed one after the other. Even banks that were not affiliated with this individual went bankrupt, causing the fearful bankers of America to turn to the only person who had the power to save them, J.P. Morgan. At that time, Morgan was the king of Wall Street, and today the bank he founded is the largest in America. While he was not the wealthiest person at the time, that title belonged to John Rockefeller. Morgan was the go-to person when things took a turn for the worse. In October 1907, Morgan summoned the great bankers of the day to his office at 23 Wall Street and used the collective capital of America's big banks to rescue healthy banks that were near bankruptcy due to unfounded fears. The same thing would occur a century later in 2008, when private individuals like John Morgan were responsible for bailing out banks instead of the government. Once the panic was under control, it was apparent to everyone that a central bank was necessary, and Congress immediately passed legislation to create one. However, that was one of the few things that everyone agreed on, as the details of how it would operate sparked long and contentious debates that stalled any progress. The creation of a central bank in the US was difficult due to the conflicting interests of different parties. The agricultural South feared that a central bank would give too much power to Washington and Wall Street, while the bankers wanted to ensure the bank's independence from political interests. Negotiations took over 5 years and were held on Jekyll Island in Georgia, where a select few wealthy men helped draft the plan for the central bank. In 1913, legislation was passed to create the Federal Reserve, which was unique in its structure. It was a network of 12 regional banks, each governed by local bankers and businessmen, but with a single governing body appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. Each regional bank was structured as a private corporation with its own stock, and every nationally chartered bank in America was required to keep 6% of its capital in its regional reserve bank in exchange for equivalent shares in the regional reserve bank. This structure was designed to accommodate the diverse interests of the United States. The Federal Reserve has a unique structure where its shares are priced at a fixed $100 each and cannot be bought or sold. They provide voting rights for about 2/3 of the Regional Reserve Bank's Board of Directors. But the Board of Governors holds the real power and is appointed by their president. The shares give a fixed dividend of 6% per year, but do not entitle banks to any of the Fed's profits, which all go directly to the Treasury. The Federal Reserve is very profitable and earns significantly more than it pays out to the regular banks holding its stock. The shareholders of the Federal Reserve are essentially every major bank in the US, with the bigger banks having a larger ownership stake due to their higher capital. If someone wants to benefit from the unique structure of the Federal Reserve, they can purchase stock in American banks, with the bigger banks having a higher ownership stake. And that's how the Federal Reserve works. As we have seen, the Fed is a complex institution with a unique structure and many different functions, from regulating monetary policy to supervising banks and maintaining financial stability. Understanding how the Fed operates can be daunting, but it's essential for anyone who wants to grasp the basics of the US economy and financial system. And that's a wrap for today's video. We hope you enjoyed learning about the incredible facts and stories we shared in our channel. If you're hungry for more amazing knowledge, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our latest videos. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and be amazed by the world around you.